My name is Abdi Latif Dahir, and I'm a freelance journalist based in Nairobi, Kenya. When I was young, one of the things that, and I think I remember it very well, but it's my mother who always reminds me, and she's like, you always used to sort of like put your fingers together and write on me, even as I used to sit on her lap. She's like, you're always writing on my thighs, or you're always writing on your thighs. And for me, like remembering that and growing up with that memory is what I always knew that I'm going to be a writer. I'm going to be using the pen. This is me. This is how I'm going to project myself. Currently, what I'm very interested in is narrative storytelling, and which also involves for me like long form reporting. So that's the kind of storytelling that I'm really interested in, and is what pushed me to come to Cardiff, Wales and participate in Storytelling Somalia. I always love to follow the story of people and whatever they are. And I went to Egypt during the revolution, and it was mind-boggling for me as a journalist. It was like, wow, like here I am in the midst of a revolution. People are in Tahrir Square protesting, and here I am like talking to them, trying to get the story behind the story. I felt like finally I'm being part of history. One of the most profound stories that I actually reported on was about the Somali artists who, after 2 decades of war, are trying to bring back the Somali art. They're trying to revive it. They're very age-old men who are like gnarled with age, literally. They're very, they have like these stooped figures. They can even barely like walk. And they turned this garage in one of the houses in Mogadishu into like a studio. And they have these huge canvases there, and they have drawn literally based on like the war and what has gone on wrong with the people, about the issues of corruption, the new government, the hope that is in Somalia now. I never in my entire life thought that this is what I was going to see. Fine, my fixer took me there, and I was like, oh, interesting. So I started meeting these people, hung out with them for the first day, the second day, the third day. And once you spend a couple of days with somebody, they try to open up in such a way that they want you to see who they are for real. It was mind-boggling. It still brings tears to my eyes to just think of them, and the kind of work they're doing, how hard they're trying to strive and say, you know what, this is not going to happen. We're going to put the art out there. We're going to make the Somali people look at it. We're going to make them see that art can make a difference. I spent a week there, came back to Nairobi, wrote the story. It was published, and people started calling from all over the world. The most profound change that happened in their lives was I got somebody, a guy called Abdul Malik Mabellini, who called from Italy. He works for an institute called Imago Mundo, and they sort of like collect art from like all of the countries all over the world. And he's like, I want to come to Somalia. You showed that these people actually are doing a lot of work and nobody's recording this. So he's like, I want to come to Mogadishu, meet these artists, and I also go to Hargeisa and meet the artists there. I'm going to bring small little canvases, and they can draw on them, and we will collect both the art in Hargeisa and in Mogadishu into a book. So it's that kind of profound change. You're thinking, fine, I spent 5 days reporting this story. What is it, like 3,000 words, and look at it. It's changing people's lives. Somebody finally feels appreciated, that his role in society is coming back. So aside from like the issue of storytelling and journalism and reporting from across the Horn, for me, it's about telling those stories. People who are not going to have this space to tell their own stories. People who will experience change in their lives, positive change in their lives, once that story is out there. This cliche in journalism, they say, journalism is the first rough draft of history. And I don't think it's a rough draft. I think it's the first official narrative of history. It's like, it's about being there. It's about telling that story so that other people all over the world don't have to say, oh, I wish I was there.